Well, it's Allen Ginter time tonight. We're going to crack into a brand new case. Of course, we're just doing half of it tonight, but it's going to keep us busy for a pretty good amount of time anyway. Before we actually get started ripping, though, we are going to go over a little bit of information here just to make sure everybody's on the same page, and it'll give people time to get in the room and get settled and all that fun stuff. So, without further delay, let's start taking a look at it. Feedback is automated on eBay. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you are instantly going to get positive feedback in return. And of course, far more important than that is to say thank you. I do appreciate you being here, bidding with me, breaking with me. Many of you hang out and chat with me too. Appreciate all of that. And of course, we're going to next take a look at what's coming up in the days ahead. Tomorrow we have one new release. It's Gold Label Baseball. We're going to open a 16-box case quantity of that. They are loose boxes, so half a case came from one place, half a case came from another place to give us our 16-box quantity. Thursday night it's going to be a half case of Chronicles Baseball. Friday it's going to be a half case of Spectra Football, which is a new release. And that again will be loose boxes. Saturday and Sunday will both be off nights. As far as what we are opening tonight, which is the Allen Ginter, I am thinking it'll be out the door probably Friday. Now, that's always plus or minus a day, right? So it could be Thursday, could be Saturday, that kind of range. But Friday, I think, is a reasonably good estimate. No one's going to get skunked in here with the possible exception of maybe like the DNA and pin relics person. There's always a possibility that doesn't hit, but I think most everything else in here will pull cards of some sort. So the only place that consolation cards might come into play, I think, will be that DNA and pin relic category. And if you do get skunked in that, I will still send you out a package and it will have consolation cards in it. So this is going to be a 6-box half case break. And, of course, this is break number 5 of Allen Ginter. Ended tonight on eBay, the same night we're breaking it, which is Tuesday night, the 13th of October. And we've got our team names on one side. The eBay user ID of each winning bidder is up in lights crossed from their team there on the opposite side. We'll just roll down through there so you get a chance to see your name up there. And, of course, our other category. So there's one for Farm, Digging, Sky, Monsters, First Base, Citadel, Buggin', Boomin', Safari, DNA and Pin Relics, Non-Baseball, Celebrity. We'll talk a little bit more about each of those as we pull those cards along the way tonight. I think everybody is paid up. Let me double check real quickly. I'm going to leave you sitting on that page for just a second, but I'm pretty sure it was all squared away. Looks like it is. Yay. Thank you, everyone, for that. So we are, in fact, ready to get rolling. Other than I've got to figure out which of these boxes we're going to open tonight. I see Jay Allen's in chat. Hi, Jay Allen. So there's a couple of different ways we can do this. I can either take them all out, number them on the end, and we use random.org to determine. Or if there's enough people that want to jump into chat, I could take the majority out of the first 3 replies as to whether we want to open the right side of the case or the left side of the case. Or actually, I take that back. It would be top layer or bottom layer, because now that I cut into this, I see we're in 3 different rows. So it would be the top 6 or the bottom 6, actually. So if there are 3 people that want to jump in and say top 6 or bottom 6, we would take the majority opinion out of that. Jay Allen's weighed in for us, saying the bottom 6 of the case, but I would need a couple more people to jump in there for us to do it that way. And maybe nobody else is going to get into chat? No? All right, we're going to have to do it the hard way then, I guess. Which is okay, too. It just takes us a little longer if we do it this way, but nobody... Oh, wait a minute. Ryan's jumped in there. Now we've got 2 that say the bottom, so that will actually be a majority. Yay. So these 3 that just came off the top, I can put them back. So there we go. Oh, and there's one more that jumped in there, too. The CC jumped in there, too. All of you said bottom, so thank you. Everybody in agreement there. So now we're down at the bottom of the case. And let's get our 2 layers off the bottom to see what we can come up with tonight. Give me just a second to get the other 6 out of the way, and then we'll dive in here. Okay. Oh, you know what else I need to do? Yeah, I need to change up the focus. I'm going to scoot those over for a second so I can tell how much I'm changing it by those boxes in the background. So you are going to notice here in a minute that your background is going to get blurry, and that is intentional. So please, please don't let that be of concern, because we don't care about the background, do we? No, of course not. We care about what way you're going to pull out of there. We want to see that up close. We don't care about what's sitting in the back. So what we are looking for in each box, excuse me, my allergies are a hot mess. We need to have a hard frost so I can get some of this, whatever weed is blooming, out of the way. So 3 out of this list down at the bottom per box. So it could be an autograph card, a relic card, a rip card, could be a printing plate, could be a booklet, some combination of those 3 things coming out of each box. We also have a box loader, and we'll see one of those per box. We may have a hot box, but we won't know that, of course, till we get into them, start opening them. There will be a hot box somewhere in this case. Now, whether or not it's in this half or the other half, we don't know yet. We'll find that out as we go along. Our box loaders can be 2 different things. They can be this, which is a small little card. It's an N43, and I believe that is the size of some of the original cards way back in the day. And we've got Acuna for the Braves. Then we also have the full-size box loaders, and I'm sure we're going to find plenty of those before we get finished with the break as well. And hi, by the way, to Ryan and Jean and the CC who jumped in there and helped us figure out that we were, and Jay Allen, of course. I think I'd already said hi to Jay Allen, but thank you to the 3 of you for getting into chat, or the 4 of you rather, and letting me know top or bottom. Saved us a little time from having to go into random. So you might notice I'm kind of removing the minis as I go. That's because the minis, they like to slide out of these packs and go nuts sometimes. They just, you know, you're whizzing through some cards and they come flying out. So in an effort to avoid that, I just extract them right up front, because there's 1 per pack. So it's easy just to kind of slide them out the side there and get them out of the way. So we extract those first, and we will look at those first as well. And then after we look at each set of minis, and this will be every box we'll do this way, then we'll look at all the other stuff. Jay Allen says he needs something good tonight. He's got the Astros, Phillies, Rangers, and Nationals. All right, you got a good little haul there tonight, Jay Allen. So let's make sure that we find something in there to help you out with those teams. That's going to be the goal anyway. Now, we've had some fun recently with Allen and Ginter. We've had not 1, but 2 different box loaders that were rip cards, and there were 2 minis in that one. They were stuck together in that pack. We got a bonus mini in there. Yeah, so some of these rip cards, some of these box loaders this year can be rip cards. And they were triple rip, I believe, if I remember correctly, on the box loaders. So those are pretty scarce, honestly. They're not supposed to come out very often, but we have been lucky enough to hit 2 of those already. We've also hit a double rip. I think that it wasn't a box loader, it was a regular one. I think maybe that one went to Jay Allen, the best I recall, which he didn't ever tell us if he ripped it or not. So what'd you decide, Jay Allen? Did you rip it or did you keep it? It would be hard either way, because I think it was Reese, wasn't it, your guy that you collect, so that would make it a tougher decision about ripping versus keeping intact if it's for your personal collection there. You still haven't decided, so it's still hanging out intact right now. Oh, I wouldn't have lasted this long. I would have either had to sell it or rip it by now. I couldn't just have it hanging out. I would definitely rip it. Okay, so this is an example of one of our extra categories, and this is called, it's listed as monsters in the abbreviations you saw earlier. It's all about where monsters live. That particular one was the swamp. And then, of course, we've got minis of all varieties here. Some are the Allen and Ginter back like that. Some are the regular back. Occasionally we find some that are numbered. Those are good when we find them. This is Booming Cities. We'll find quite a few of those probably before it's all said and done. And that, of course, again, a separate bidding category. So all of our little minis, we do check both the front and the back, just so you will know if the back is a variation or not. This is a black border Molina for the Cardinals, little Yadier there for St. Louis. And of course, the Astros kind of have to dig themselves out of a hole. I saw an Astros mini go by. Tampa Bay Rays. I don't know how many of you saw that catch that Margot made, but wow. I mean, that's got to go down as one of the greatest catches ever. And this is a black border Oakland A's Simeon. Now, this is an example of a non-baseball celebrity. So basically, that's going to cover athletes, writers, and, TV personalities, etc. So this is Chip Gaines, a television personality, and that will go to the non-baseball celebrity category, which I'm just generally speaking will refer to as celebrity or celeb as we go along tonight. Then we've got one of the 9 ways to first base. It again has a separate bidding category, so sure that you'll remember having seen that a moment ago in our little list. Monsters live in the ocean. Woohoo! Yeah, well, watch Jaws and then go into the ocean and tell me what you think. All right, so there's all of our minis for box number 1. So we'll see them all again, of course, at the beginning in each box as we go along. Now we'll dig into the main event here. So our base, we're going to go through it at a pretty good little clip because it's, well, base. Digging deep. We'll find a lot of these. It is a separate bidding category as well. There'll be a number of those, I imagine, before we finish up tonight. Long ball lore. These are simply inserts. They, of course, go to the team that is designated on each of those cards, but we'll find a handful of those as we go along tonight as well. This is an example of Reach for the Sky, which I'll probably just generically call out as Sky or Skyscraper or something along those lines. You'll see it, but I usually call it as well. So there was another Chip Gaines celebrity. Then we've got Down on the Farm. A garden is featured on that one. So you'll know about, I'll just probably again shorten that and it'll come out as Farm or something similar as I call it out. Jay Allen said monsters live next door. Oh, Jay Allen, have you got some bad neighbors? You having a hard time with some of your neighbors? A debut to remember. Again, an insert series, not numbered, but we will, it's not as common as obviously our base cards, but we will see a handful of those debut to remembers throughout the evening as well. And saw Joe Morgan, of course. I guess everybody saw that. Joe Morgan died this week, as did Whitey Ford. But Joe Morgan, of course, near and dear to my heart, being part of the Cincinnati Reds, the Big Red Machine era. That is the New York Yankees, Gary Sanchez on this card, but it is a Field Generals insert. Mostly not numbered, but we'll probably find a fair amount of them as we go. Celebrity and Skyscrapers. So yeah, I was sad to see that about Joe Morgan. I loved that guy. Skyscrapers. And this is a celebrity, some BMX guy, so bike, I guess. There's a farm cow, and that's celebrity as well. Skateboarder, I think he was. And then, of course, Whitey Ford, you know, a Yankees legend. So a couple of big names in baseball that passed in the last few days here. Okay, this is nice because it is Mr. Robert for the White Sox. And it's a framed relic. Looks like a piece of the baseball bat, and headed out to Chicago and the White Sox. And I guess on that note, I had to get a few little sleeves out. Forgot to set them on the table. Well, they're on the table, but they were still in their bag. They weren't loose on the table is what I'm trying to say. And this guy, believe it or not, he looks like he wouldn't be a baseball guy, but he is, because he's the barber for the Marlins. And since it tells us that on the back and specifically references that he is the barber for the Marlins, that will in fact go to the Marlins. So, yeah. Jay Allen says you're not having any trouble with your neighbors because they know better. But there's a meth head that moved in the neighborhood. Oh, yeah, well, that's never good. That was a digging deep. Yeah, you never know what kind of situation you can get in there, of course. This looks like it would be a card. It's actually just an advertisement. But it's cool looking, isn't it? Better looking ads they've produced. Combine down on the farm. And that is Celebrity. So, yeah, I tell you what, I was a little surprised too that the Braves kind of beat the heck out of the Dodgers as well. All there in the last inning, really, but I was kind of surprised the Dodgers didn't win that first game. So then you've got the Braves taking their game, and of course the Rays are 2-up on the Astros. Kenley Jansen, Dodgers. That was our second relic out of this box. There's Skyscrapers. And this girl, she has on an Indians uniform, so she goes to the Indians. She's actually coached for, I think, a couple of different teams, but since she's in Cleveland Indians gear, that's where she goes. Die is Celebrity. That is Digging. Celebrity. And we have a relic hit for the Celebrity category, our third relic out of box number 1. A soccer goalkeeper, Brianna Scurry. And I've got a Down on the Farm Silo. And a Digging Deep Turquoise. So there you go. That's box number 1. And I'd say boxes 2 through 6 are probably going to be pretty similar unless we find the hot box and it would have something extra in it. And I think there are still a couple of mini variations that we haven't seen yet. So there's a Safari one, and there's Buggin' Out, and a couple of others. So there will be some other minis we'll run across here that we haven't seen yet, for sure. There's Mr. Bryce Harper for a box topper. So the Phillies getting the box loader out of box number 2. Now you know the drill. The boring part comes next, where we have to open all these wrappers. I'm not a big fan of having tons of wrappers. I'm really not. But I do, I always like the products that have that, but man alive, I mostly just wish that they could do it a little more concisely. Like, instead of giving me 24 packs to open, how about giving me 10? We could cut probably 30 minutes out of this break if they would give us even 12 packs instead of 24. This break would probably be 20, 30 minutes shorter. But hey, that's not how they do it. Except in the Series 1, 2, and Update. Those give us the nice little jumbo packs that make us all so happy. But not the case in the rest of them. Oh, some of those minis like to stick. They don't want to come loose of whatever's in front of them. Some of them cooperate and sometimes they don't. Come out of there, please, Mr. Mini. I guess it could be Ms. Mini, but I don't know. I feel like it's Mr. Mini. It's being stubborn. It doesn't want to come out. To which point you all are all going, yeah, well, if it's being stubborn and don't want to come out, it's definitely Ms. Minnie. I know how you are. One pack there feels a lot like we might have a booklet on our hands. It certainly doesn't feel like our normal packs. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say this pack right there, I think, has a booklet. So you know what that means. I will hold it to the very last thing. Not the very last thing of the break, but the very last pack out of this box. Because I mean like that. I so am. I really am. Delayed gratification there. I know. But it's kind of fun to save the best stuff for last, I think. I kind of like it. I like having something to look forward to. But it definitely, it's very thick. So it has the feel of being a booklet. Now, you never know. Could get in there. Could be something else. But I would be surprised if it is a booklet. Oh, well, that's true. The CC said it could be a pin. You're right. You're absolutely right. It could be one of the DNA or pin relics. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that because those are so rare. I actually pull the booklets more than I pull those, but that is a valid point. Could easily be that. But we're going to leave it and find out at the very end of this box. It's going to stay right there as a little unopened pack until we get to it. Give us something to look forward to, right? And this is a black border for the Diamondbacks. Oh, Jay Allen, you're right. He said the last time we had a double rip card, it was also a really thick pack. Yeah, it was. This feels really thick, though. I mean, it feels even thicker than I remember the double rip feeling. That was a 9 ways to first. We've got bunches more little minis to amuse ourselves with here. The first one we've seen tonight for Safari Sites. Hopefully we'll find a few others, but that's the first one so far. That was a black border for the Brewers. There's a celebrity followed by another celebrity. And stay there, buddy. Trying to hitch a ride, he was. Monsters live in the attic. Ooh, spooky. I know. Attics and basements, they get a bad rap, don't they? So, celebrity. Here's monsters who live in a dark tunnel. Okay. I don't find myself in very many dark tunnels, so I don't feel too concerned about the dark tunnel, I gotta tell you. Don't really think I've spent much of any time in a dark tunnel, so we won't worry about monsters getting me there. Citadels and safe holds. This is the first one of these we've seen tonight, and that is, of course, a separate bidding category as well. Well, the CC, that's why we're flipping over all those minis, you see, so that you can get a look at what is on the back of each of those minis. So, yeah, that's the reason we flip all those little bad boys over, so that you can, in fact, check that out. That was a celebrity. This is a chicken on the farm. And there's pig down on the farm. There's digging deep. And of course, all the cards in here do ship. I know that comes up occasionally, but they do all ship out of here. So there's all headed your way. If you see it goes by and it belongs to you, you're going to get it. There's another advertisement. Silo down on the farm. Now, sometimes we do things that don't have all the cards, where we don't ship veteran base or something like that. And whenever that happens, it will always tell you that in the listing description, just as an FYI. Tampa Bay Rays and a relic there for Brandon Lowe, or Lau. Is it Lowe or is it Lau? Whichever way it is, I always say it the opposite of the way it's supposed to be. Celebrities. See, I want to say Lowe because of the store, Lowe's, right? Which makes me think it's probably technically more like Lau. But either way, you know who he is. Skyscraper. All right, what else have we got? Another skyscraper. And a bunch more base. Jay Allen says, monsters live around us. What did you say, though? Oh, yeah, if there's anything hand-numbered or whatever, of course, we'll call out the number, the CC. Yeah. I mean, sometimes there are minis that are hand-numbered, and of course, if that happens, we're going to call it out. And if there's a card that has an imprinted number on it, again, we're going to call that out. That's celebrity. But there's a farm barn, but of course, the stuff celebrity that is not anything particularly unique about it, we're just going to kind of keep on trucking because there's a lot of cards in this break. I was digging deep. Another digging deep. So we do try to keep a reasonable pace going. Dobbins, celebrity, and there's a skyscraper. But for sure, anything that's a variant, digging deep, numbered, or anything like that, for sure I'm going to let you know that it is. And then that was a celebrity, the blonde-headed person there, Hanson. So I believe we've only got, the one out of here so far. So we should still have one more of something in here and then something in there. So, celebrity. Here's the one we're waiting on. This is the one we expected to find another relic in that stack. And it's Johnny Cueto for the San Francisco Giants with a fabric relic. Ooh, woohoo! Printing plate. So this is just going to be a bonus, whatever's back there. Yes, indeed, friends, because this is our third hit already. And look there, twins. You got yourself a little Joe Mauer framed printing plate 1 of 1. Yeah, those are always fun. They don't come out very much. Yeah, we like that. Oh, you're talking about the SPs. Yeah, the SPs are, like number 301 and above, I think, technically in here. Again, they're really not so much. I mean, they are short prints for sure. That's what Topps designates them. But there are, realistically, there's an awful lot of them. So I don't stop and call out all of those. But 301 and above are technically short prints. All right, what's real thick in here? I gotta know. We gotta know. Inquiring minds want to know. Haha, it was a booklet. I thought it felt like a booklet. We got a skyscraper card in there with it, and then you've got your little Joey Votto mini. And let's see who it is. Oh, nice. Nice. Dodgers, Kersh. /10, Clayton Kershaw. That is a nice little hit, friends. That's a sticker auto. That's the only knock on it. But I got to tell you, that is sweet. Oh, yes, I like that. It looks like we're in pretty good shape, too. Sometimes, the spine will have a lot of what I'm going to call dings on it. That doesn't have very many. Get a good look at it now, because when we recap it, I'm not going to open it back up because I'm getting ready to put him in a happy little place. He's going to stay in this happy little place, too, until he gets safely to his new home. And I just like to line these little boxes with sleeves on the top and the bottom. I don't really think it particularly makes any difference, but I don't know. Somehow I like to think it does. So you just have to humor me occasionally. And we're going to use a little safe release painter's tape here to close up our edges to once again make sure that Mr. Kershaw is safely ensconced in his new home. And yeah, so that's where he's going to live until he gets to you. There's a crack in the box right there, I think. That's not on the card, that line. So yeah, but okay, there we go. Nice. That was a nice box because we got the 3 hits, including the 1 of 1 printing plate, and then we snagged the booklet in addition. So a bonus. That's an excellent box. Jay Allen, you are going to bed. You're giving up on me? All right, man. Well, I will do my best to bring some mojo for you, my friend. So just get yourself some rest, and we'll try our best to deliver the goods while you're catching some Z's. Okay, we have got Mr. Bo Bichette, and that is for the Toronto Blue Jays. That is our box loader. Oh, the CC says he was talking about the minis. Okay. Yeah, so again, if they're not numbered or whatever on the back, you should be able to see that when we flip the back of those over. I will try to make an effort to call those out as well if I notice them. I don't generally particularly pay a lot of attention to that specific thing on the minis, but it is absolutely possible that they could have a blank on the back where they're missing the number or whatever the case may be. But you know, that's usually I like to show the backs of those so everybody can know what type of back it is and give you the opportunity to check it out. I don't always pay attention to that really when I'm flipping it because I'm usually multitasking, truthfully, trying to think about what's coming up next and also keeping up with chat and all that fun stuff. But I will do my best to pay a little more attention to that specific metric tonight. If I notice one, I will point it out to you as well. Jay Allen's reminding us that he needs Astros, Phillies, Rangers, and Nationals for his mojo tonight. See if we can't get some love going for them. I'm still pretty happy with that Clayton Kershaw booklet, I got to tell you. Kershaw's a tough pull, honestly. He doesn't, I mean, just in general, he's a tough pull. Booklets in Allen and Ginter are a tough pull. So to get a nice Kershaw booklet to 10, I'm pretty happy with that. So far, so good on this half case. And we're not even halfway there yet. We still got a long ways to go. We may find tons of other cool stuff before we get finished tonight. I don't know. I hope we do, anyway. I would love to do Allen and Ginter by the full case, but man, the break would be very long and tedious probably to set through with that much volume. And then, of course, sorting and shipping would be an absolute nightmare. Unless we did, like, no veteran base not shipping or something like that. But Allen and Ginter's the kind of product where usually people want the base, so we just stick to half case, I guess. That's how we'll roll with it. All right, so let's take a look through our minis here. We've got Monsters in an Old Trunk. Again, how many of us have old trunks in our houses? I mean, not many. Maybe a lot of you do. I don't. I don't even know anybody that has an old trunk in their house. There's another celebrity. This is a black border for the Mets. And here is Monsters Live in the Swamp. And we'll roll on through our minis here. Citadels and Safe Holds. Here comes another Safari. It's an elephant coming up. Another Celebrity. And there's a black border Bregman for the Astros. And whoa, somebody's sticking together there. I don't know, somebody hanging out trying to ride the coattails there of Mr. Zach Greinke, and it looks like it was a Monsters under the stairs that was playing hide and seek with us there appropriately enough that it would be a Monsters card, right? And we have got a relic that will go to the non-baseball celebrity category, and that is an actor-comedian Steve Byrne, giving us our first relic out of this box, which is box number 3 for those of you who might be trying to keep track at home. That's the box we're on, number 3. So how many of you think that the Red Sox are going to rehire Cora? There was a digging deep, because you know what, he only had to sit out a year, right? Celebrity. That seems to be the scuttlebutt right now. Everybody seems to think that that's what's going to happen. Some Milwaukee Brewers and Ryan Braun. Relic. I personally don't think they're going to, which probably means they absolutely will. But I don't know. I somehow just don't, it doesn't seem like they will, but everybody in the know, as you might say, seemed to think they would. We had a rooster on the farm a minute ago, and that was a skyscraper. There's a celebrity. There's another celebrity. Digging deep. Celeb. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really think, it's hard for me because first of all, I got a whole problem with people who cheat and game the system just from the word go. I have a problem with that. And I just don't think he deserves to get his job back, but he might. Celebrity, and there's down on the farm, tractor. Celebrity again. And I'm surprised that Major League Baseball didn't give him a bigger penalty than they did, but I guess since it was an oversight issue more so than an actually doing it issue, I suppose, down on the farm, horse. So, who knows, but crazy. We'll see if it comes to fruition. Celebrity and skyscraper. Digging deep, celebrity. There's corn on the farm. J.K. Dobbins and a digging deep. I started to say for the Ravens. But no, in this case, that J.K. Dobbins goes to non-baseball celebrity. Indeed. And we have a relic here for the New York Yankees, and that is Severino. So you guys did well tonight choosing the bottom of the case, I think. It was a skyscraper. There's celebrity. Skyscraper again. So kudos to you guys for choosing the half of the case that's got some really nice stuff in it so far. And we are right now at the halfway point. We have opened 3 of our 6, and we have 3 remaining. Another full-size box loader here. And let's find out who it is. It is Mr. Acuna, Ronald Acuna Jr. for the Atlanta Braves on our box loader for box number 4. That was. I had to think about that, and it's pretty bad, isn't it? Because I just said a second ago what box we were on, and yet I had to stop and go, wait a minute, what box are we on? I know, it's terrible to get older. Your brain just kind of idles sometimes. It goes right into neutral. That many wanted out of there very quickly, quicker than I could even get it out. It just came out there on its own, didn't it? It was not messing around, that many. Come on out of there, friend. And this one doesn't want to come out at all. They're very uncooperative tonight, these minis. Half of them trying to stay where they are, and the other half trying to run all over the place. I've always liked the minis in Allen Ginter, though. They usually do a good job choosing the subjects. And there's always at least a couple that are a lot of fun. I know there are plenty of people that just don't like this product at all. It's very much a love or hate product. I happen to be in the camp of people who really do like it. I enjoy the fact that it has some extra things in it that's not all 100% baseball, because that's, of course, what makes it unique and fun. And I always like the minis because they have fun stuff on them. I particularly like the Monsters one this year. They're very creative, the people who designed this set, I think. And it is a really good place to get certain things that of other athletes that are sometimes worth quite a bit of money and hard to come by. Like when they did the Serena Williams autograph in here in 15, maybe 2015, was it? Somewhere in that neighborhood. And some of the Serena Williams stuff out of Ginter is quite good. And honestly, several of the other athletes they've had over the years that show up in here with a little dinero as well. Okay. Let's get down to business on our minis and see who we have. I see a black border coming up here, and that's for the Mets. It's Darryl Strawberry. There's Celebrity. And that was Feller, followed by Piazza. There's 9 ways to first base. This is Buggin' Out. Is this our first Buggin' Out that we've seen tonight? It might be. And that one is a thorn bug. It does not look like the kind of thing you would want to step on, I'll say that much. There's a black border for the Angels with Rod Carew. There's Red Sox. Here's Monsters Live Under the Bed. As any kid would tell you, that one must absolutely be true. Maybe not any kid, but lots of kids would probably tell you they live under the bed and in the closet. There's Booming Cities. And then we have Monsters Live in the Ocean. Cities, or skyscrapers, I should say. I've got cities on the brain, don't I? Celebrity, Celebrity. Down on the farm, a horse. Celebrity. Ditto, ditto. I feel like I'm coming up to a hit. Oh, and then I laid it back down. So mean, right? I know, but I told you how I am. I like to save some of it towards the end. But it felt like on the bottom of that stack that there might be a hit there. Digging deep. We'll find out shortly. Celebrity, Celebrity. Rooster down on the farm. Whoops, Celebrity. Because I hate it when all the stuff comes out like at the top of something. Digging deep. Celebrity. When you've got a ton of cards. Skyscraper. If they all come out right away, your hits, then I think, oh man, it's so boring to look at all the zillions cards that are left. So that's why I kind of try to save a little back. Down on the farm, Irrigator. There's one. And this is looking like it will be a non-baseball celebrity. It is an autograph, obviously. It is a framed mini. And Sky Brown, a professional skateboarder and surfer. Alrighty then. So there is an autograph going to non-baseball celebrity. And little Sky there. Skyscraper. That is Celebrity. He looks like he should be a baseball player, though, doesn't he? But he's not. Just that pose and that outfit. It's Digging Deep. There's our Marlins Barber again. Sky. Now, I know. I'm still going to shuffle it towards the back. Save it. Because I knew there had to be 2 left in that stack. And that way we won't see them both back to back. The Mariners, Yusei Kikuchi. That is a relic for Seattle. And that was Corn down on the farm. Digging Deep. Now we're going to see it. And it is for the Brewers. And that's looking very stained, which you know how I love that. So that is Keston Hiura. It's the Brewers. And yeah, it's definitely got some dirt on it, which is so awesome. Because I have to tell you, when you get a relic, especially a white one that's celebrity, and they're just all clean and pristine, you just think, oh, that's so boring, right? Like, I want to see blood, sweat, tears, dirt, grass stains. Throw it all on there, man. I want to know they wore that stuff out on the field and just left it all out there. So I am happy that Keston Hiura's relic has a big nasty stain on it. I think that's fantastic, personally. Oh, the CC likes that sky brown auto, huh? You said it's worth about $60. Well, as I said, some of the non-baseball celebrity stuff in here can be worth a little money. Some of it worth more than others, of course, depending on who the person is. But yeah, that stuff definitely out of here can be very popular in the non-baseball celebrity side of things. Clayton, Kershaw, and the Dodgers. And they've always got some interesting ones that they throw into that category, so. And that category virtually always hits in a break because if nothing else, you get relics and things for it, for the non-baseball celebrity, but often you get autographs as well. Of course, you never know, like anything else. It's a risk in a break as to what exactly, specifically, you're going to pull, but baseball, non-baseball celebrity is a category that does, I would say, most of the time probably pay for itself. We had a nice J.K. Dobbins auto out of here a bit back. Of course, he's a rookie for the Ravens. Had been playing pretty well, so if he continues to play well, I would think his stuff out of here might be good. And I think that Joe Burrow is in here as well. We haven't pulled him, but someone told me he is in here with an autograph too. So, of course, he got absolutely demolished. I mean, that poor kid, they couldn't keep him upright. They've got to get him better protection. There's no way he's going to make it through the season if they keep just plowing into him 800 times a game. So I don't know, but you know who looked all kinds of brilliant? Justin Herbert, man. I mean, the guy, he just had some bad luck. He almost had Tom Brady beat. He absolutely had Drew Brees and the Saints beaten last night. They were absolutely beaten. And I swear, man, and the kicker clanks the winning field goal off the upright. Can't get the field goal to go through, and just a host of other things. The defense, kind of let the Saints claw back into things. And so Justin Herbert, who has looked brilliant through his 3 or 4 starts that he's had, I guess 4, hasn't yet won a game. Should have won a few of them. But boy, does he look good. Of course, Burrow has looked good too, although this past, not so good this week. But also not entirely his fault, because they really could, their protection was not good for him this week. But anyway. Alrighty, let's check out our minis for box number 5. And see what we can come up with here. This is Black Border Celebrity, Monsters Living in the Swamp. There's a black border for the Brewers. And this is a celebrity tattoo artist. Monsters Live in the Ocean. Booming Cities. Celebrity. And another celebrity. Lots of celebrity minis in a row there. Todd Helton for the Rockies. There's one for the White Sox. Monsters Live Under the Stairs. Celebrity. And Citadels and Safe Holds, which I think maybe is only our second Citadel and Safe Hold tonight. Those don't come out as frequently as some of the others do anyway. Monsters, some monsters live on the farm. Let's try that again. The horse lives on the farm. Yeah, boy. Monsters might live on the farm too, but not in Allen and Ginter. That was a skyscraper. I told you, old brain. Celebrity, skyscraper, celeb. Whoops, celebrity. Digging deep. Celeb, celeb. We have not yet seen any of our hits out of box number 5, so they're all still waiting for us somewhere in our stacks up there. Oh, that's a digging deep. Digging deep, celeb, celeb, and a relic. Dansby, the Atlanta Braves relic. Advertisement. There's an irrigator on the farm, a rooster on the farm, well, there's a corn on the farm. Celebrity, digging deep. Right as I said that, I was thinking, oh, you know what? My friend went to a corn maze over the weekend, and I was trying to remember, have I talked to my friend since then? Are they still stuck in the corn maze? But then I remembered that I have, so not, in fact, stuck in the corn maze, but skyscraper, celebrity. That would be my luck, though. If I did one of those, I would get lost somewhere in the corn maze. They'd have to use some kind of GPS locator to find me. Yeah, I don't know. And here is a relic for John Means and Baltimore. So the Orioles have one, and the Braves have one. There's a skyscraper. And here's our last one out of this box. It's Clint Frazier for the Yankees, third relic out of box number 5. And there was Celebrity. All right, kids. This is going to bring us into our last box of this break. So I think we can go ahead and call a little last box mojo out for this one. See if we can bring the heat. Bring in the fire. And there's your empty box. And we got another little bitty, little N43 coming our way as our box loader. So 2 of the smaller ones and 4 of the standard size as far as our box loaders go. And this one is Bo Bichette for the Blue Jays. All right, well, the one thing I can tell you is we're not going to hit the hot box because we would have seen it already since it has a parallel in each pack when you're in the hot box. So we know for sure that the hot box is going to carry over to the second half of the case. We haven't yet hit a rip card. There are generally a couple of those per case. So if we don't hit one here, then that would mean that both of them would carry over, but at the very least, even if we do hit one in here, we should still have one that would carry over. assuming that we got both, and as we would normally expect to have. Which would be unusual, because you'd be surprised, but I would say 90% of the time, they will be split up. And they'll end up one rip card falling in one half of the case and one rip card falling in the other half of the case. And that has been true whether we have done it through random.org, which is how we sometimes do it, or whether we let you guys decide, like top of the case, bottom of the case, which is, of course, how we did it tonight. Most of the time, it ends up pretty equitable in the sense that you'll have one rip card fall one way and one the other. I'd be interested to see if that happens with us tonight. But with that sweet little booklet and a one-of-one printing plate, no matter what else comes out of here, it's still been a quite nice half. So regardless of what else we see, we've had some nice hits. And some left to find, obviously, so not quite done yet, are we? Well, now, come on out of there. Doesn't always want to cooperate with me. Getting down to it here. Only 2 more packs to get opened up, and then we can get back to business and see what we've got on our hands. All right. Our minis. We have got a black border there for Detroit. There's one for the Rangers. Here's a black border Jim Palmer for the Orioles. Got some Braves and some Twins. Here's a Booming City. A black border for the Yankees with Garrett Cole. You know, that's another team who's pretty mad that they didn't get to the World Series again, especially dropping all that money on Garrett Cole. There's Gurriel, Blue Jays black border. Because, I mean, that was a monster contract, and obviously they felt like he was the missing piece to get them on into the World Series, and whoops, turns out he wasn't. Monsters live in the attic. Although he performed, of course, to the level of his contract. I mean, he played lights out, as he generally does. Here's a bugging out. Monsters live under the bed. But yeah, there's got to be a lot of off-season head scratching for a few teams, I think. And certainly the Yankees are going to be right in that mix of what happened. Where they have found themselves for a few years now. Celebrity. And cows down on the farm. Celeb. Skyscraper. Digging deep. Celeb. Digging deep. Digging deep. And the barber for the Marlins. Which, honestly, it's kind of cool that he got his own card, don't you think? I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Celeb. Advertisement. Horses down on the farm, or a horse, more specifically. Celebrity, and then look at that. We do have ourselves a little framed autograph here. And it happens to go to Houston and the Astros with Urquidy. And there is your framed mini autograph for the Astros. Skyscraper, Celebrity, Mr. Longball stayed out hanging out up there. I should point that out since that's an Expos card that you just saw. Probably everyone knows this, but on the off chance someone doesn't, the former Montreal Expos are the current Washington Nationals, so all Expos cards go to the Nationals accordingly. There's a Digging Deep, Roosters Down on the Farm. So yeah, cards always just follow their franchise. Of course, all that's written on the auction description page too, but I know not everybody reads that. It was a Celebrity that went by, and then wow, the other relic the other hit out of here, also an Astro. That's a Verlander relic. So you've got back-to-back Astros hits coming out of the last box. Skyscraper. Skyscraper again. And the Phillies get an Aaron Nola relic. So Philadelphia, the last relic of the night. And then Corn Down on the Farm. All right, so there's our break. We will do a little recap here of our hits. So after we do the recap, I'll put up shipping information one more time. And then we'll also take another look at what's coming in the days ahead. So if you missed any of that earlier and you want to take another look, you hang tight. It'll be coming up after the recap. So that's Bo Bichette for the Toronto Blue Jays, Acuna for the Braves. You've got Clayton Kershaw, the Dodgers, and Acuna again in the full size for the Braves. And there's Bichette in the full size. So that's kind of cool. You got both Bichettes and, big and small, and same for Acuna. So that's kind of cool. Bryce Harper, the Phillies. Now, on to our stack of hits for the Phillies. It is Aaron Nola. And there's a Verlander with a relic for the Astros. There's an autograph for the Astros with Urquidy. Here's the Yankees and Clint Frazier relic. John Means for the Orioles with a relic. The Braves and Dansby Swanson, a relic. That one is a nice relic with lots of dirt on it. My favorite kind. That's Keston Hiura for the Brewers. And you have Kikuchi for the Mariners. We've got an autograph for non-baseball celebrity Sky Brown. Severino for the Yankees. You've got the Brewers and Ryan Braun. This goes to non-baseball celebrity. It's a relic for Steve Byrne. Then we got this sweet little one-of-one printing plate, which I'm personally pretty fond of. It's Joe Mauer for the Twins. Johnny Cueto for the Giants. Brandon Lau for the Tampa Bay Rays. A non-baseball celebrity, Brianna Scurry, a soccer goalkeeper. Kenley Jansen with a relic for the Dodgers. Nice little Robert relic there for the Chicago White Sox. And then, of course, the big kahuna. I'm not going to open him up again, so if you're watching the recap and you want to see it all nice and opened up, you'll have to rewind. Because I only showed it at the time we pulled it, and then I encased it to keep it nice and safe. This line right there is actually on the box itself. And I thought it was a crack, but I don't feel a crack, so it's a scratch instead, I guess. Anyway, inside there is a beautiful Clayton Kershaw booklet for the Dodgers. It was numbered to 10, the best I recall, and is a relic and a sticker autograph, and it's a pretty sweet little deal. Maybe that is a crack. I don't know. It looked like a crack, but it doesn't feel like a crack. So then I thought it was a scratch, and then I looked at it again. I think it's a crack. Whatever it is, it's in the case. It doesn't affect the card, and it was pre-existing. So it's not going to impact your booklet or anything in there. So, okay. So let's get our spreadsheet information back up here. All right. And that is not the page I meant to be on, but this is. So Friday is your anticipated shipping date. As always, if I can get something sent out to you faster than the date you see on there, I will. And of course, it is always written as plus or minus a day because, well, sometimes life happens or things take longer than I think they're going to, etc. So plan on roughly Friday with your item getting out the door tonight. Don't need to worry about consolation cards with the possible exception or the exception of the DNA pin relics category. And of course, you will still get a package and you will have consolation cards in it since the DNA/pin relics category did not hit tonight. For the days ahead, this is what it looks like. We've got Gold Label Baseball coming up tomorrow night. That's a new release. We're going to break a 16-box case quantity. They are loose boxes from shared cases. On Thursday, we're going to open a half case of Chronicles Baseball, which will be the start of a new case. On Friday, we're opening a half case quantity of Spectra Football, which is a new release for Friday, and those will be loose boxes from shared cases. Saturday night, Sunday night are both off nights. So that's how we are looking there. I see Jay Allen joined us back for a minute, and he said all the last boxes, all the hits in the last box were his. He really pulled it out of the fire there. Yeah, you did, Jay Allen. All that came out of the last box for you. So you did. You had good last box mojo. Maybe nobody else thinks they did, but you did. So there you go. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate it very much. I hope you have a nice week ahead. And listen, I do this most of the time 5 nights a week, and I'd love to have you join me again. So anytime that you would like to come and hang out and chat, please do. I like having the company. So thanks for being here. I will be back at it tomorrow night. Until then, stay safe and healthy and happy, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye now.